Yeah, nice to be back in park for me. Only the third time this year, so it's a positive. Hard session to be honest, because it wasn't completely wet and it was drying out a little bit. I couldn't stop the bike into some of the slower corners from the rear, but yeah. Thought there was a bit more out there, so always disappointed, but so good to get a good start position. Qualifying has been my bogey this year and front row, so clear view to turn one. Let's see what we can do. Track's pretty new here for the World Superbike calendar. We came here for the first time in 2020. I won my 6th World Championship here. We came back in 21 and 22, and since then it's been, since last year we didn't come back. So apparently we've got some epic weather coming. I mean, epic isn't a bad way, like wind, rain. Yeah, who knows what we're in for weather-wise this weekend, but sunny today, Thursday media day. Got a really quiet day today. Got a running interview, some journalists, and track walk at 3:30. So
the weekend so far, the weather it is that's been the main story. Nothing quite as dramatic as predicted by the alerts in advance of the round, but we did have mist and grey clouds throughout yesterday. Wet weather in FP1, wet session in FP3. The fastest times of the weekend set in FP2, but even then we had rain come in and neutralise that session 15 minutes before the end. Jonathan Rea on top this morning, and a lot of incidents at the end of the day yesterday, underlining those low grip conditions here in Estoril.
You're filming somebody who's not quite sure what they're doing. I'm confident we will know soon. We're fitting a new sensor on the steering damper for top secret purposes.
One interesting fact about Estoril, I don't have any mate, 'cause it's my first time here, so there's a good Vietnamese restaurant 15 minutes away that we were at last night. Beef and noodle stir fry. Other than that, I've got nothing Portuguese for you in this round, mate.
I think I want to stay in hotels next year. So I'm going to adjust this room a bit. Might make a small sofa there. Chris got us a nice TV for here because when we arrived it was like a tiny TV that didn't even work. So unfortunately it still doesn't work, but we do have Wi-Fi. Pizza time now.
Pizza time.
Pizza time.
Pizza time. I'll have one.
Yeah, you want to try? Chicken.
Chicken.
Schnitzel.
Frenchie's in the kitchen and he's got no food in his mouth. I'm impressed.
Minute Superpole session 30 seconds away from getting underway as we look towards the Yamaha pit boxes and to Jonathan Rea.
It's wet. It's wet enough, mate. It's wet enough for the wets anyway. No doubt on tyre choice this morning.
Wish you was riding again when you see conditions like this.
I would stay in my motorhome, have a coffee, and say, yeah, I'm coming.
Just trying to balance all the different compounds in the rack, and yeah, just it's a disaster to be honest. to put it lightly.
Because it's slippery, greasy, it's not wet, it's not dry. You know, wets aren't really going to work. You can't evaluate the development wet against the normal wet. It's too wet for slicks, so it's just you're screwed really.
Yeah,
you know, you're not going to learn anything out there. That's the problem.
Say, mate.
Rain, sun, rain, sun, rain, sun. Righty.
As we look towards the Yamaha pit boxes and to Jonathan Rea, a winner in 4 of World SBK's last 5 races at this venue.
It's wetter over the chicane, like 9, 10. It's quite wet there. But everywhere else, there's not a lot of puddles.
And the reason that Johnny's in a hurry to get out of pit lane is just to make sure that you're able to get down there and get as many laps in this session as possible. A lot of riders are going to go out on that wet tyre from the start, and then you'll be able to use that to build yourself into the session and then try and probably change onto the inters by the end.
If people struggling to go faster? Yeah, they're coming, but they are half second on the coming, still half second, you know.
I think enters, no.
No, 0 chance. And on that lap, a few moments, otherwise you could be like 53-0.
The top three, what about it? He's back on the front row, 6-time world champion, Jonathan Ray!
Yeah, nice to be back in part for me. Only the third time this year, so it's a positive. Hard session to be honest, because it wasn't completely wet and it's drying out a little bit. I couldn't stop the bike into some of the slower corners from the rear, but yeah. I thought there was a bit more out there, so always disappointed, but it's so good to get a good start position qualifying in my bogey this year and front row, so clear view to turn one. Let's see what we can do.
Completing the front row of the grid, Jonathan Ray, who made his return from injury in Aragon a fortnight ago, only scored 5 points, so he'll be pleased to return to one of his happiest hunting grounds. Winner of 4 of the last 5 races here in Estoril. This is also the venue where he wrapped up his 6th world title in 2020.
No, because you have less wind, so you probably like stop better here. You get less pushed for here, but then you don't have the wind to stop you here like yesterday. But it's fine.
On the front row of the grid, his race pace has been good for much of the season. It's just about trying to make sure you're able to get off the line and stay in that lead group.
We didn't do many laps on the dry, so for me, it's like an advantage for us. You always like get the best out of the package, just a few laps. And now you have the extra grip, from that tire. So just believe, relax.
Race 1 of the 2024 Estoril round. Ray up into the podium places. This is a great start to the race as far as Yamaha are concerned, with Locatelli also up in the top 3. Old sparring partners Ray versus Razgatlioglu for 3rd place here.
Yeah, Jonathan Ray, new personal best last time around. There's only a second separating those 3 riders, and Jonathan Ray, personal best last time around. He knows there's a chance of being back on the podium.
But Toprak Razgatlioglu is back on top. Jonathan Ray, one of his better performances, rounds out your top 5.
Exiting 3, you suffered a lot. 4. Exiting 4. 4.
4 was disaster.
How is?
Painful.
Painful?
Yeah. When I start to get tired, I ride in a different
like. Good job, Johnny. Yeah, I know.
Winning at the start on the last 2 turns.
It's probably my best P5 of the year, to be fair. About 5 seconds from second. A couple guys went down, but hung in there. A couple of areas I need to improve for tomorrow. It's good to get 21 laps of data now for tomorrow, so I'm sure we can make it a good step forward, because all weekend's been hampered with weather, and so yeah, a few key areas to improve, and we know what to do. So hopefully, I got a good start, but I just got beat up a little bit. Then I got good track position, but kept getting done on the straight. Yeah, got a few passing places for tomorrow.
Nice to be able to see Jonathan Ray fighting it out in this race, and he'll definitely be thinking for the Superpole race, that's an opportunity.
Sun shining. It is Sunday.
Got a present for you, Pete. I'm in better form today. The sun's shining, so it's all good.
If Daz is relaxed, we're all relaxed.
Row 4 for Jonathan Ray, Michael van der Mark and Sam Lowes. Riders bumped out of the top 9 after the Superpole race. Jonathan Ray originally qualified in 3rd in the wet Superpole, came home for 5th in race 1, and he was involved in more lively action in the Superpole race before going down at turn 10. Race number 2 of the Estoril round.
What's the track like compared to yesterday?
36 now, it was 29.5 yesterday.
Baptista with a flying start, and it's outright Baptista who'll lead them to turn 1, and Razgatlioglu's made a stinker.
10th to 5th for Jonathan Ray here on the opening lap, so
brilliant opportunistic move there from Jonathan Rea, keeping the tighter line. They now drop down the hill towards turn 7. It's Jonathan Rea up in 4th position. Atlioglu on top by a 46-point margin as he wins 2 out of 3 in the Estoril round for 2024. Jonathan Rea with a fine 4th position, best we've seen from him since his podium at Donington Park.
Good job, mate. Well done, buddy. Yeah, good job, Theo. Big balls.
Good combative ride at the start of proceedings from Rea, and then able to just manage his pace throughout and finish in P4.
Very positive to, you know, go home with a proper P4.
Good job, Theo.
Yeah, solid. So looking forward to try again in Jerez.
That's my best weekend of the year, to be fair. 4th and 5th in the long races. I messed up this morning in the Superpole race, so I made it hard, you know, coming from P10, but we made some positive changes, especially on the traction side, getting out of the corners a bit better. Wasn't spinning the tyre as much, and yeah, I was getting everything out of the bike, so it was like I found the limit and just thought, just take it back that little bit. It was my race, just riding around to finish as well as I could, but honestly, 4th and 5th in the long races, that's, I would have snapped your hand off with that before I came here, so I think I can go home in really positive mindset and get ready for Jerez next week. It's another track where we don't have to negotiate such a long straight and we can really utilise the strengths of the Yamaha R1, so looking forward to that. Now a bit of golf, go and find an Irish bar and try and watch the races back.